Hey there, and welcome to today's class. Today we'll be doing a full body yoga routine just to get our bodies moving and active and get a nice little stretch going. For this specific practice, you might need to have a block or prop just to help you with some of the balances along the way. So to begin, we're going to start off in a seated position with our eyes closed. And we're going to start with some wrist rolls, so placing both hands and interlacing our fingers together. Just going to roll your wrists over each other, starting off small and slowly growing bigger and bigger before changing over in the other direction. And then pushing your palms out away from you. You're going to lift your hands up and gently lean over to the left, just to the point your right hip starts lifting up. And then very slowly straighten up. You can lean over to the right. And coming back up straight once more. You're going to place your left hand now onto your right knee, and your right hand just behind you for support. You take a breath in, open your chest out, pulling your shoulders back. And as you exhale, you're going to turn and twist to the right. And see if you can maybe turn your head to gaze behind you. And coming out of your twist, you can move on to the other side. So right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Taking a breath in, opening your chest out. And exhaling into the twist. And then slowly coming back out of the twist. You can come meet me on your hands and knees now for a tabletop. And from here, we're going to go into cat-cow. So taking a breath in, we're going to dip our bellies down, lifting our chin up. Before exhaling, bringing chin to chest as we round our back out. Taking another breath in to go into your cow. And exhale into our cat. Just going in this motion by yourself. Focusing on linking your movements with your breath. I'm going to do one more round on for each breath. And on your exhale, you can tuck your back toes as you begin to hover your knees off the mat. And very slowly straighten your legs as you lift your hips up to come into a downward dog. Here in our down dog, we can just begin by pedaling our legs out. Pushing one heel down at a time, feeling a nice little stretch going on in our legs. And then keeping your left foot grounded, we're going to take a breath in as we raise our right leg up, straightening it out up as high as we can. Before exhaling, as we place our foot between our hands as we drop our back knee, raising our hands up to come into a low lunge. And then bringing your right elbow in line with your head. You're going to wrap your left arm around it as we come into an eagle arms. Before gently raising your hands up, letting your head fall back to come into a gentle back bend. And slowly straightening yourself up. You can unwind your arms. You're going to place both hands now onto the mat as you heel toe your right foot on the outside of your right hand so you come into a lizard. Here you have a couple options. You can either choose to stay on your hands or you can lower down onto your elbows just to go in for a bit of a deeper stretch. And then pushing yourself back up onto your hands, keeping your left hand grounded. You can grab your right knee, pushing it away as you really open up your hips into this lizard stretch. And then bring your right foot down. You have the option to either stay in your lizard or you can lift your back leg up and reaching back with your right hand to come into a twist. And then releasing your leg as you bring your hand back down to the mat. As you raise your back knee up, stepping back into a plank, keeping your right leg hovering up. And from here we can exhale as we gently lower down to chaturanga. Inhale to push our chest up to come into a cobra. Before exhaling, tucking our toes to come into a downward dog. Now we can move on to the other side. Left leg lifting up for an inhale. Exhale, placing your left foot down, dropping your back knee to come into your low lunge. And then keeping your left arm down in line with your shoulders. You can take your right hand to wrap around it to come into our eagle arms before we go into our bend. Straightening back out as we unwind our arms. And placing both hands down to the mat as we heel to our left foot to the front next to our left hand. And come into our variation of lizard. Pushing ourselves back up onto our hands. Right hand ground as we grab our left knee, pushing it away, rolling it over our left foot. Rolling our foot back. Choosing to either go back into your lizard or reaching back with your left hand to grab onto your foot. Releasing your foot as you bring your hand down to the mat, tucking your back as you lift your knee, kicking back, keeping your left foot hovered off the mat for a single leg plank. Before exhaling as you lower back down. Inhale to push up into a cobra, or you have the option to even lift up into an upward dog. Before exhaling, back into your downward dog. From our down dog, we can walk our hands back to the back of the mat, come to meet me in a forward fold. And here we can just hang out for a few breaths, just swaying our bodies from side to side. You can even grab your opposite elbows to come into a ragdoll. And then releasing your elbows, taking a breath in. You can lift your chest up halfway, have your hands resting on your knees or your shins. Before exhaling back into your fold, grabbing the backs of your legs. You just hug your chest a little bit closer into your chest, into your knees, before releasing and relaxing. And then very slowly, keeping your chin tucked into your chest, you can roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Coming to a full standing up to Tadasana, shoulders rolled back, palms facing forward. Yeah, you can just take a breath, feeling your feet gripping into the mat. You just feel the air flowing into your lungs, refueling your body, and exhaling in a nice, relaxing fashion. From here, you might want to use your block. So placing it in the center on whichever height is most appropriate. Starting with our right leg, we're going to take a step forward and keeping our back leg balanced, we must hinge forward, coming to a T shape, making sure to keep our hips nice and square for warrior 3. You have the option to either have your hands out at heart center or stretch it out in front of you. Holding for one more breath in. And then taking your right hand, placing it onto your block, you can open yourself up to the left, lifting your left hand up to come into a revolved half moon. And swapping over to the other side, placing left hand onto the block as you open out to the right to come into a reversed half moon. Turning back to center, you can bring your left hand leg down, straightening back up. And we can move on to the other side. So keeping your left foot grounded, we're going to hinge forward, keeping a nice straight line from our heel to the crown of our head. Leaning forward to come into our warrior 3. And bring our left hand down to the block, opening out to the right for a revolved moon, for a half moon. And then swapping our hands as we reverse our half moon, as we lift our left hand up and opening out to the left. And turning back to center, bring your right leg down as we straighten up. You're going to heel toe both your feet to the edges of the mat, keeping your heels on the mat, with your toes just outside. And we can begin by sinking our hips down as we come into a malasana of a yogi squat. Here you can place your elbows onto your knees, palms together, just push your legs out a little bit more, just to get a bit of a deeper stretch. And sitting back down, then straighten your left leg out in front of you, and with your right foot, you place it on the outside of your left leg. With your left hand, you can wrap it around your leg as you place your right hand behind you. Once more twisting, pulling your right shoulder as far back as you can, and maybe even turn your head to gaze behind you. Coming out of your twists, you can swap your legs, straightening your right leg, placing your left foot just outside your right as you wrap around your leg. And with your left hand behind you, taking a breath in and exhaling into the twist. Coming back to center. You can meet me laying on your backs, keeping both your legs bent. You might want to keep your block close by if you feel like you need it. As you're going to go into a bridge pose. So bring your feet as close to you to the point where you can touch your heels with your hands. We're going to begin by lifting our hips up, then our lower back, middle, and then upper back. Until we straighten it all the way up to have a nice straight line from our knees to our shoulders. You have the option to either stay as is, or you can take a more passive variation by grabbing onto your block or your prop and just placing on whichever height you want, just below your lower back. You just rest your hips and take a nice relaxing lay, feeling a gentle stretch in your lower back. And then lift your hips up and just remove the block if you're using it. Lowering your back all the way down once more. Keeping your left leg bent, you're going to place your right heel onto your left knee and just grabbing your left leg, hugging it into your chest, doing a nice little gentle stretch in your legs. Before releasing your leg, laying your arms out to the side in a T shape, you just let your legs fall down to the left, come into a gentle twist. Moving your legs back to center. You can swap over to the other side. So right foot down, left ankle to right knee. So we hug our right leg into our chest. Feel a nice juicy stretch in our legs, in our thighs. Before releasing our legs, opening arms out to the side. So we let our legs fall to the right. And bring our legs back up to center. We can place both our feet next to each other and opening our knees out to the side as we come into Supta Baddha Konasana. You can place your right hand on your stomach and your left hand on your heart. And maybe you can even close your eyes here. You just take some deep filling breaths, feeling your chest and your stomach rise and fall. Then you have the option to either stay in this position, or you can straighten both your legs out and your arms by your sides as we come into our final pose of Shavasana. Then bringing your focus back to your breath, taking a deep breath in and a gentle breath out. Start waking your body up, wiggling your fingers and your toes, moving your wrists and ankles, and bring your hands above your head. You do a nice full body stretch like we're waking up in the morning. And you have the option to either stay laying on your backs, or you can come meet me in a seated position, eyes still closed. Maybe just take a moment just to meditate. Take note of how we feel now compared to the beginning of the practice. You can give yourselves a gentle pat on the back for making time for yourselves and looking after yourselves. And finally, bring your palms together up to heart center. We can take one last breath in and bow as we exhale to close our practice. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you found some benefits, something that you can incorporate into your daily practice. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like me to do. I'd love to see you again soon on the yoga mat.